All right, what I need you to do is to go to page 46 in the study guide. Under Introduction and Conclusion, new option for the informative speech, the introduction. Now, we're going to talk about what are the 5 choices for an attention getter. But before I do that, I just want to do some reminders and then go into the 5 choices. So in terms of your informative speech, introduction and conclusion, first of all, please remember, in terms of your introduction, you're still going to gain the attention of your audience. Second of all, provide the audience with the focus of your speech, otherwise known as your thesis statement. And thirdly, offer a clear transition in the body of the speech, the general preview. So you're still going to do those 3 things. Also remember, attention getters do not begin with your thesis. You begin with an attention getter. Now in your last speech, I limited you to a quotation. In this speech, the question is, what are your 5 choices for an attention getter? First of all, you can do a story or an anecdote, something you've experienced or somebody else has. Those are good, but don't keep it any longer than 45 seconds because remember, your time is running. Second of all, you can do a statistic or a fact. So for example, if you're doing something on LeBron James or Michael Jordan, you could tell us about how many points they scored in a given game. Or if you're talking about Kanye West, how many different platinum albums he has sold. Or Taylor Swift, how many albums she sold in a given day. You can still use a quotation, but remember, you still have to state it effectively, identify who said it, pause after you say it. Oops. You can do a question or a rhetorical question. Now remember, a question is just something like you could ask, how many people have ever watched or know who Kanye West is? That would be a regular question. A rhetorical question would be something that they don't necessarily know the answer to, but you might give them the answer. So you might say, how many albums do you think that Kanye West has sold over the course of his career? The audience may not know, but you plan on telling them the answer. And the idea is to try to generate interest. And the 5th is images. Now you can have a picture of something, a drawing or a map, or if you're doing a place, maybe a picture of the fort in Old San Juan, if you were doing something like that. You can do like sound bites if you want to play like a little music clip, or maybe even a piece of video, but remember, no longer than 30 seconds, because when you are talking up here, those moving images or sound clips are counting against your time. So if you give me 3-minute songs, that means 3 minutes of your speech is over. So remember, 5 choices. You can do a story or an anecdote, no longer than 45 seconds. A statistic or fact. You can do a quotation, a question, or a rhetorical question. You can do images like a picture. They could be moving. They can be sound clips, but again, no longer than about 30 seconds.